So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks you can use as an aux keyboardist on the Montage and MODX. And I'm also going to be answering your questions you've been asking for the past 2 months. So stay tuned. So the first thing I want to show you for the aux. So I've already talked about my aux patch. So we have the Jazzy 2. You can see everything on the screen. So for the organ, I want to show you a tip you can do. So if you want the organ to shake, so let's say you're playing, right, and you want it to shake, you just move the modulation wheel up. The modulation wheel is this one here. So the second one. So you just move it up and down. So I'm going to show you. So you move it up and then you move it up if you want it to like just normal. If you want it normal, so and then wait for like 2 seconds. So you see now. But if you want it to shake, you bring it you go up and then you bring it down. So bring it down a little bit. So like if you want, you can bring it all the way down or just a little bit up, a little bit, or even like all the way down, and then wait for like 2 seconds. So I'm going to show you. 2 seconds is going to shake. So go up, bring it down, and wait. So now it's shaking. So that's one for the organ. So for the strings and violin, usually I like to put the violin on my left, like pan it opposite side with the string. So I have violin and I have strings, which is my stringy. So I usually like to pan them one to the left, one to the right. So for this one, I have the violin. I pan it to the left. So the violin, okay, it's pan to the right, sorry. So it's right. So right, and then the other one is left. So it has like this kind of studio effect. It has like this stereo effect. So that means when you're soloing, I kind of like, I just bring them up together. I bring up both of them together and I just solo. So like in quiet movement. Quiet movement. Quiet movement. I don't know why. So that's so nice. It has like a stereo effect. And what else? Okay, for the J-pop. So something I did for the J-pop is, so by default, the J-pop, if you touch the modulation wheel, it's going to shake. So something I did was I turn off the modulation wheel. So how do you do that? You go to J-pop and then you press edit. So edit is going to be over here. Edit. And then you look for mod and control. So mod control. You can see that. Mod control. And then what you want to do by default is going to be at one of these square or whatever. I've forgotten what it was. So it's going to be, yeah, probably a square. God, I remember that noise. So it's going to be a square. So what that means, whenever, let's say you're playing you use the voice that, let's say, yeah, so let's say you're soloing, oh no, and then you forgot to return the modulation wheel, it's going to, let's say you want to play bells, it's going to make that rubbish noise. So that means if you want to turn it off, you just go to user, press user, and now you're good. So that means anytime, let's say you forget to turn off the modulation wheel, it's just going to be like that. So that's nice. So for nativity, nothing really, to be honest. Nothing really there. So nothing for nativity. Maybe some EQs you can try. But for nativity, I think if you want, you can pan it right. Yeah, if you want, you can pan it right, because if your church is using a stereo sound, it's gonna be nice if you like pan these voices left and right, so that when you're listening to it, let's say during the live stream, something like that, you're listening to it, it's gonna sound very nice. So I have it on my right. I put this nativity right, and then I'll talk about stringy. So sweep, it makes sense for it to be centered. It's like you use it to introduce a song. So at the beginning of a song, you just use a sweep. So use it at the beginning of the song, and then what else? Um, in the night, nothing. This one, it depends. If you have a guitarist or a saxophone, you just pan it opposite them. So let's say they are on the left, you just pan the stuff to the right. And then the other one, broken spine, like ocarina. Oh, sorry, wrong one. All right. So that is all for the aux. If you'd like to learn how I set this up, I'm going to leave a video somewhere here or leave a link for the video. All right, so let's answer some of you guys' questions. So we have, thank you so much for, brother, you've been instrumental. Come on, we thank God. Yeah, I remember the first time this guy commented. I remember. That was like 3 months ago. Okay. I hope it worked. Yep. Should have worked on your M8. Thank you so much. Using it on Sunday. Would you create a part 2 for AUX keys? I already did. I'll leave a link as well. You look like, oh nice, thank you. God bless you richly for the EQ settings. Bro, we thank God, honestly. Because if you know how I learned how to create that patch, bro, it was stressful. I had to like go into churches here and there, but yeah, on my way to church. Okay, nice, big ups, bro. Sweet. What else is dope? This guy is disturbing me. Oh, this is Zion Prince. He has a lot of questions, sha. Um, please, can you add the names of sound you chose to layer each channel? Also, can you say to reduce the bass, but I don't see anything called bass on my montage. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's true. There's nothing called bass, but there's something called low. So if you look over here, you will see low, you will see EQ and then low, mid, high, pan, reverb. So you just tap the second button, the middle button here, tap it, and then let me even go to that patch. Let me see. Okay, that patch. So uh, okay, so you said reduce the bass. So yeah, I say reduce the bass for the trans. So the trans MW, reduce the bass for the trans. And what C pad now? C pad. Okay, so you just reduce the bass. I already reduced it, but you just touch the first button, the first knob, sorry. If you want to increase the bass, oh, that's too much. And then you just reduce it. So I usually do like -3, -2, because I want it to be. I still want to hear the bass, but just a little bit. So that should be good. Yep, I already talked about low gain. And what else? What else? Oh yeah, you already talked about this. Huh? To be honest, I will even switch the nativity for dark atmos if I'm playing main keys. If I'm playing main keys, I usually like I don't usually use nativity. I usually use dark atmos pad. So let's go to the next one. Thank you so much. God bless you. Amen. I think I already replied. Okay, sweet. I already replied. Please, can you list the voices again? Bro, are you serious right now? Like, I literally had it on screen though. Oh, can't you guys see it? Because me, I can see it on my phone. I double checked it as well. I double checked the video. I could see it on my phone very, very well. So, what else? Yeah, thank God I replied. If not, usually I don't. Does the grand piano sound the same? Yeah, it's gonna be the same. As far as you only have like you don't have heavy voices. Hello, bro. Please, can you move your patch? How can I move my patch from one to another? So let's say the montage at home and my church. and our church has Montage. I've set my patches at home. I want to carry these patches with all the settings to church. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So I already have my stuff plugged in. I have, oh wait, let me take this out. Take this out. Um, so this is your USB. All right. So I'm gonna show you. Hello guys, I'm gonna show you. So yeah, you connect your USB and then you tap this button here. You see this MIDI button or keyboard. Just tap it and then you're gonna go to content over there. And then you go to load. Sometimes your USB drive is not formatted. So what I'm gonna do is let me just double check if I have anything inside. I don't think I have anything inside. Thank God, because I don't wanna. Okay, so I'm gonna format. Let's say done. By the way, follow me on Instagram. Oh. I'm gonna leave my link on the screen. Follow me on Instagram. I usually drop videos of me playing the piano. You can learn one or two chords. Yeah, and you can also learn one or two things of the montage too. So you're gonna tap. Instead of going to load, you're gonna press store and save, and then you're gonna press. Uh, you're gonna go to user file, or if you want, you can even do backup. But let's try user file. So let's save as a new user file. But I know it's one of these, either backup. I know usually backup one of these. But if you just save performance, maybe save as performance. No, performance, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It has to be user file or library file. But I'll prefer user file because library, I've done it before. Or more, even backup, I've done it before, and it wasn't fun. So I recommend user file or even backup file for now. So let's try that user file. I'm gonna do aux. Wait, so I'm gonna do Daniel main keys. So we have that. It's gonna take like 1 minute. 1 minute and then should be good.